Hello and good day to you. You're once again welcome to MES Constructions, where we discuss all things engineering, architecture, and 3D modeling. Today, we'll be learning in Blender how to model a chain link wireframe. And while it may look kind of kinky and difficult, it's actually quite easier than you'd imagine it. So let's delete the default view. Then I want you to see what I'm working on, so I'm just going to go and enable my screencast keys. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding a plane. So that's Shift A, and we had a plane mesh here. I'll also like to adjust my units. I don't want to draw in meters, I'll be drawing in millimeters for ease of dimensioning, even though we won't be doing much of that here. So now I'll go into edit mode because I want to change the dimension of this plane. Then as you can see, the dimension is initially 2000 by 2000 which is 2 meters by 2 meters by 2 meters. That's usually the default dimension. And you can actually check that, get that by going here and enabling the measurement, and you see that it says 2000 right here. So I don't want 2000, so I'm just going to reduce that to, let's say I'm taking 1800 from it. That's minus, and you see we have that right here. So what I'm going to do again now is I'm going to be duplicating this. Let's duplicate it by 2000. Then and go on to extrude both on the z-axis. So now we have this void here, which dimension is 2000 by 100, and you have this also 2000 by 100. So I can reduce this to, let's reduce it by 1000. And then what I need to do now is I need to raise, or rather rotate them by, let's rotate them by 30 degrees. So I'll be rotating on the x-axis by 30 degrees. And if I want to rotate this, it's going to be on the negative axis. And I want these faces to be off. So now we need to bridge these edge loops. But before we bridge this edge loops, what we need to do is we need to offset this. We need to offset this cuboid, and that will give us the curve that we need to model the chain links. So we need to offset this, because if we don't do that, it's going to be difficult to achieve that once we level. So let's just go ahead and go to our face select mode, click on probably the top and bottom face. So we just need to offset one of them. So I'm just going to move this by, let's say we move it by 300, so that it's going to be well curved in a way that you'll be able to notice it. So now we can go on ahead to go to our edge select mode, click on this and click on this. Then we can bridge the edge loops either by right clicking and selecting edge loops, or go to edges right here on the top panel and select bridge edge loops. So you can see it's bridging our edge loops in a funny way, and that's because our match is not really selected. If you select match, it's just going to bridge everything, without anything in between. So, but that's not what we want. We want this to be in between, and we want it to be curved. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be increasing the number of cuts. I'm going to give it 6 cuts, and leave this as it is. And I want my smoothness to be, as pronounced as possible, so I'm just going to leave it at 1.15. You could make it higher, you could make it lesser. So now we can escape this and select all. Then we want to create a duplicate of this. So duplicate towards the z-axis. Let me give it 500. Then I'm going to rotate it along the y-axis rather, because I want it by 180. And I'm going to also bring it down a little bit. Let me bring it down by 300 is okay. 300 is good. So now we have this right here, and you can see that we have this. So what I'm going to do next is, before I go on ahead, I want a kind of symmetry in my object, so I can easily just do that by going to loop pattern slide, and give this, let's give it 6 dots. Then we can take this and also duplicate it. You can select all and duplicate, and before you duplicate, you might want to just scale down. Let's scale down by 0.7 because it looks, a little bit. And then we can scale towards the x-axis also by 0.85, just to make it look a little bit, more solid. And now you have this kink right here, so we can duplicate this towards the y-axis again, and then we have this, so we can duplicate it by any value you want, but I want to be consistent about the values I'm choosing. We can duplicate by 1800, and once you duplicate by 1800, then we can click on our edge select mode, select the edges, and then which edge loops, and then you have this, and you do the same thing for lower one, and you bridge edge loops again, and it's 6 cuts. The cuts are actually just me putting 6 cuts. You put any number of cuts that you want, and the idea for this is that by the time you select all and you try to duplicate it, let's say we're duplicating it towards the z-axis, you get exactly the same thing. See, now we have it all called around each other like this. Let's say we want to add a modifier to this, an array modifier. So we want it to be on the y-axis 1 and on the x-axis 0. So you can see that you have this right here. So once you apply the array modifier, you can now go on ahead to also connect the loops. Apply the array modifier. You can just adjust this like this, and then you can join them together. You could actually even take this and rotate it 180 degrees just to make it work better. So we can have this and this all together, as they are the main issues that we have. And then we have this and this all together. And you can see that it's looking even a lot better now than what we had before, and I think it works. So we have these as well. We have this. So you have this, and when you go to object mode, you see that it looks very cool. And then you can decide to also choose smooth, When you shoot smooth to see what it looks like, and then we can take this also in edit mode. We can duplicate it also, bring it a little bit down. So we can bring it down by, let's say, 2000, and you still have it right here. Have it right here. So in order to add to this side, you always need to, add more edges to reach to the one you're adding to it. So now let's go to our object mode, and you can see that you have this right here, and it's looking very, very cool. To make this even cooler, you could add a subdivision surface modifier, but I don't think there's any to do with that. But let's just add it and see what results it gives to us. And you can also make it to even be a little bit, cooler if you uh, add some loop cuts to this. You have some loop cuts, so you can give it like, let's say, two loop cuts, and you add it all through. The geometries are actually linked. Once you get a loop cut here, it goes all the way through. You can now go on ahead to add a subsurface modifier. I'm not sure much is going to change, but I think, the more edges or vertices you have, the better your subsurface division. As you can see, it's looking even a little bit finer. It's looking finer than what we had initially. So I think this is all for now for our tutorial on modeling of a chain link wire fence. And I hope you're able to learn a thing or two. Thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe to our channel to get more content like this. And don't forget to turn on your notification bell to be the first to see our latest tutorial videos on how to use Blender for 2D and 3D architectural modeling. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.